Um, see, let's see, Art, Mr. Diggles, and Court. Hello, hello, Victor. This is all great. This is all good. All the good stuff we've done this year, I couldn't have done alone, and I'm really happy to celebrate it. I'm gonna wait one more minute, and then I'm going to go on and start because we have a lot to cover, and we should be finished in about an hour. If you guys, as as we all are watching the clock. I tell you, I don't have 30 seconds between meetings.
Yeah. Just to help you here make conversation, I am really interested in the background that Tovaro has.
It's Halo from Halo.
Has a cool background though.
One of my favorite games.
Okay.
It was all right. We're up to uh we're up to 25, but I'm going to people come in, they can catch up. But first of all, thank you all for being here, for all the support. I'm I'm so happy. I thought I was happy in January when we had our kickoff meeting for 2024. You know, what I didn't know was the, I've always felt strong about what can be done in a community, and this is has borne out over the past year. So we're here to celebrate what has happened and to actually celebrate what's coming, which is huge from my point of view. So I'll just and this is a this is a briefing, but if you have any real important questions that are burning you, please jump up, speak up, and we'll address them as we go through. My name's Kevin Jackson. You probably all know me. I'm the operations lead for the National DigiFoundry. So why did we come to be? There's still people coming in. Why did we come to be? President Biden wanted to step up to a challenge, and the challenge was a lack of whole of government approach to addressing the risk and harnessing the benefits of digital assets. He wanted a government-wide approach, right? Didn't want the United States to miss out on this huge opportunity. That led to executive order, which established the Digital Asset R&D Fast Track Action Committee. Um, that committee was co-chaired by the National Science Foundation, which led a grant, an Edgar grant, to create a collaboration sandbox to support across all industries the use of blockchain, digital assets, and Web3 technology. That was the birth of the National DigiFoundry. The grant was awarded to the University of Texas at San Antonio. Forward Edge AI was proud to be selected as a subcontractor, and I was honored to have the opportunity to, uh, kick this off and get it running. The grant was awarded in September of last year. We did a few months to stand up our feet and kicked off in January of this year with our annual meeting. We had over 70 participants. It was a single day, it was the full day. We had multiple briefings about what we will do, what we wanted to do, and how we're going to do it. It was really fulfilling because I believe we hit a nerve, we hit a niche. Everybody was saying, yes, this is needed. This is something that must be moved forward. We had it was in person at the University of Texas at San Antonio. And we kicked off with, we initially had 3 working groups. We now have 7 working groups. And we initiated projects to demonstrate how digital assets could be used in order to support the global public sector. I was happy to lead the Space Working Group and the Climate Change Disaster Response Working Group. There was a lot of work in both of those. In the Space Working Group, we actually we were actually awarded a Phase 1 SBIR to do research in enhancing artificial intelligence and machine learning for via data pedigree visibility. This SBIR actually was presented. The results of this project was we were invited to present at the International Astronautical Congress in Milan, Italy. So that was really a huge honor. I'm going to go to I saw Mr. Benjamin Diggles in the Secure Information Sharing Working Group, who did some huge work. Uh, Benjamin, Mr. Diggles, you there?
Sure am, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and I really appreciate your support and work throughout the year and in advance in 2025. Maybe you want to say a little bit about what you and your working group has done.
Yeah. So we took a pragmatic approach. I've done some of these in the past. So this was a phase 1 or a version 1.0 where I wanted to bring people together to really iron out an informational guide on secure information sharing, essentially taking Web3 technology and making sense of it against the existing status quo of Web 2. It's hefty. It's about a 40 some odd page paper, and there was about 12 of us that worked on it over a span of 6 months. And so a huge shout out to everybody that contributed. And I know I'm still holding on to the last and final piece, which I am actually working on today, which is the press release to get it out there. So we're going to push out a press release, which will be on behalf of the NDF. So it's going to represent the National DigiFoundry and all the folks in the work group. And then what we're looking for in 2025 is to bring this into a sandbox environment that can be a grab and go repository for those that want to bring secure information sharing into their existing applications, or maybe have a way to just test it out. There's a lot that's happening with the federal government in secure information sharing. We've delivered some pretty amazing applications. And my goal is to take the very code base that we worked on with the government and to fork it and use it for the NDF so that we have a starting place. We don't have to start from scratch. So yeah, that's the intentions. And I think it's possibly one of the coolest use cases when it comes to blockchain. And that's all I got for now, Kevin, unless you have any details you'd like me to share.
That's enough. That's huge. And, one of the things I like to, as I go through, think about the fact that we have these kernels of capability that we can now demonstrate to other departments and agencies across not just the U.S. government, but the global government and global public sector. So with that, I want to shout out to Court Welty. Court Welty has led Financial Product Tokenization Work Group, and he was actually the winner of our new work group contest that we ran in January when we kicked this thing off. So, Court, tell us what you've been able to do over the past year.
Hi, hello everyone. Congratulations, Benjamin and Kevin. Very well done, everyone. We've delivered a prototype for securing and tokenizing traditional financial products. So we have different models that are built out for different jurisdictions based on, let's say, MiCA or Vera compliance, what have you, so that we can restrict activity of these tokenized assets, even in a peer-to-peer sense, using this tokenization model with just specific metadata types with the standard. So a just rudimentary, here is a tokenization engine. We wanted to be able to create something for American infrastructure for people to be able to adopt and kind of transition towards a self-custody or at least a tokenized product environment, as opposed to what we currently have now, which is siloed databases. This would help protect some of those databases and prepare them for quantum computing. And we were very happy with the results. We are working to get this up on the digifoundry.org so that we can have at least a nice little simulation of the prototype. And hopefully, you know, we continue to get support and this gets instituted at a much larger level.
Awesome. Great. So, you know, tokenization of not just financial products, but real world assets is a very important and critical aspect within the economy. I see a lot of value from this engine and what we can do over the next year. And with that, one of the most important aspects of tokenization and tracking and blockchain and security is our own information, our own personal data. And what's more important than the data of those who have lost everything? These are refugees across the world. And we have a refugee management working group who's actually developed an approach that leverages digital assets for the protection of that. And I'm going to yell to Victor. Victor, you're out there somewhere. I think I saw your name. Tell us a bit about what you have done.
Sorry, gents, I'm on a bumpy road here.
No, we got you.
So, refugee working group, pretty simplistic in a way, working with a product that helps process refugees anywhere in the world off a cell phone. And that does edge processing, edge encryption, and sharding of data, and then moves it all back to the United States, where consular systems in the United States can use that to actually officiate and move people through the refugee process system. And then provides us a digital ledger upon which anyone in the world can check their status of what the refugee processing paper is at and where to go next, what to do, and to, in the near future, probably NFTs for important documentation to get across.
His hat has flown off. I sent him an email earlier today, but I'll talk more about that. And let me see. Stack. I'm going to mute that. Okay. So, and if you're not speaking, please go on mute. Appreciate that. So one of the things I'm really excited about and proud is that the Department of Treasury actually has honored us, University of Texas at San Antonio and the National DigiFoundry, as a Department of Treasury Center of Excellence. So everyone, pat yourself on the back, clap your hands. I mean, this is a huge, huge honor. And not only does it honor us, but it makes us eligible for research grants from the Department of Treasury. And we're actually in the process right now of leveraging this in order to go after a grant it's called the Tribal Innovation Ecosystem, which is designed to help tribal communities get access to power, high bandwidth networks, so they can participate in the digital asset economy. So, and this would be through a Department of Treasury grant. More coming on that. And thanks and we also participated a uh, in a blockchain decentralized infrastructure conference where I had the honor of being on the cybersecurity and quantum resilience panel, and Dr. David Beck was on a panel for blockchain and supply chain. And both of these was sort of a precursor to a strategic relationship that we have put in place with the Government Blockchain Association, which is also a very, very exciting activity I'm going to address as we go through. And there's so much synergy between our communities. We think in this particular case, 2 + 2 is going to equal about 8 as we go forward into 2025 arm in arm. Let me see. Uh, so where we are right now, and operationally, we have about 240, a little over 240 total members. We are a little behind in some of our administrative activity in getting all the contracts signed and finalized, and everyone getting wallets and getting tokens. One of the things challenges we had in 2024 was actually providing value or a need or an imperative for people to leverage our NDF National Digital Foundry token, the NDT. This was on us. We didn't properly design the process, not the technical aspects of it, but the operational aspects of our token. Uh, and that was based upon the design of our services. One of the things, one of our major services that we're going to change, and we're going to change this in 2025, is the infrastructure services that we are providing. We did it wrong the first time around. And we're going to, some of the services, when we kicked off, we said, okay, you become a member, you get free access to training for life. You know, people don't like free. People like to be measured. If they have resources or can access resources, they want to have a direct linkage, right? So in 2025, we're going to actually use our digitokens to get access to training. I think that's going to do a lot. Same thing for infrastructure. In 2025, you're going to have to use your digitokens in order to get access to use our infrastructure. Now, we're not changing our initial plans, so you can still join the NDF for 0 fee, and you'll still get free tokens. But you can't just let those tokens sit in your wallet if you are going to leverage some of the resources and services that we're going to be providing. And I think this is going to be helpful. A lot of times, the organization, it's all about the culture of the organization. And our organization is about learning and leveraging digital assets. So we have to, use it. We have to use digital assets in commerce and exchange of services. And it's not something that it's natural. So we're going to change our operations so that, in essence, we're going to force people to use digital assets so that we can get better at it as a community. These are all our working groups. And I think I covered everyone. So what's going to happen in 2025? First of all, we're going to formally establish an SBIR Academy that will provide training and workshops and mentorships for how to identify, bid, and capture these opportunities, SBIR and STTR opportunities. And we're actually going to do this in partnership with the Government Blockchain Association. There's an actual work group at the GBA that's been stood up for funding activities, for identifying funding activities. And our SBIR Academy is going to be used to provide training on SBIR pursuits. And this actually is going to be another opportunity to use your National DigiFoundry tokens in order to participate in the a pursuit activity. You will have to, if it's about an SBIR or an STTR, you're going to have to take this training. And it would cost you National Digi tokens to actually do that. It's not going to break the bank, but it's going to force people, once again, to use these digital assets. And what about this? What about GBA? Who are they and why are we partnering with them? Well, it is the World Global Industry Association for public sector use of blockchain and other digital assets. Currently have over 4,000 members globally, over 200 chapters around the world. This grant and funding working group, as I said, has been stood up, and we're going to be working hand in hand with them. And they have established a schedule, GBA monthly webinars and webinars on different aspects of digital assets. And in conjunction with those webinars, there will be opportunities to produce and sponsor video podcasts through the National DigiFoundry on these different aspects. And there's a joint advertising and marketing plan being put in place between the Government Blockchain Association, not only that, but also the Dynamic Coalition from the UN Internet Governance Forum on blockchain assurance and standardization, which is hosted by the Government Blockchain Association. So that's another part of the strategic alliance. In fact, this week, if you have been following the United Nations Internet Governance Forum event in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, you have learned about the announcement from Dynamic Coalition on a blockchain innovation grant program, blockchain innovation grant program. This grant program, the Dynamic Coalition will identify, it will be accepting donations around the globe to support the innovation in the public sector with digital assets. And they will issue grants to individuals and companies that are developing these innovative solutions. And the grant itself, the grantee will be leveraging the National DigiFoundry infrastructure to design and build and demonstrate that capability. Now, the infrastructure is for proof of concepts only, for MVPs or minimal viable products. The whole idea is to actually show working capability associated with digital assets in the public sector. So we're really happy to be partnering with that UN organization. And events. We are also collaborating with Emerge Americas. Emerge Americas is headquartered in Miami, and they focus on Web3 Industry 4.0 technologies from an investor point of view. Their what they basically do is highlight startups, innovative startups, and positioning them in front of their members. And members their members are investors, venture capitalists that are looking to invest in Web3 Industry 4.0 innovations. And I saw was that Silvio that says who was from Miami? And it's Emerge Americas. And I'll put the link in the chat so you guys can look at it. That was Silvio, yeah. So they have a huge conference on March 27th to 28th, and they actually have a track specific to public sector. And we're talking to them about providing preferential treatment to members of the National DigiFoundry. So all that. They also have a founders and investors event in December. They just finished the one this year. They have one next year. And we're also working with Black Wallet Limited. If you know Chris Smithmeyer, they're looking to have a digital asset event in the fall time frame. We are also looking to have regularly scheduled NDF solution demonstrations. We have already developed some demonstrations, and we will be developing more to highlight the good work that our members are doing. Now, all of this is part of this strategic relationship with the Government Blockchain Association. We're going to have joint membership. So if you become a member of the NDF or a member of the Government Blockchain Association, you can become a full-fledged member of the other for 15% of the membership fee. So we think this is going to really accelerate or help the growth for both organizations from a global point of view. So what you will see is that some of our membership, we've actually lowered some of our membership levels. But this also will open up the NDF infrastructure to Government Blockchain Association members. All right. And both organizations, as I said, we're collaborating with Emerge Americas with providing opportunities for our members to participate in venture funding pitches during their events. All right. So our members were able to leverage our infrastructure to create proof of concepts and then be in a position where they can actually present this to venture capitalists that have money. So, I mean, this is a type of value that we are delivering in 2025. The other aspect of this is joint working groups. So we only have, you know, seven working groups. DBA has like 200, it seems. No, 50, about 50 working groups. And what we've agreed is to have our working groups work collaboratively together on these different aspects of public sector. So this is new opportunities. So now this is one of the elephants in the room that we're going to jump on the back. As everyone knows, we've had a recent election in the United States, and regardless of your political affiliation, this is looking to be a huge boon for blockchain and digital assets within the United States. The new administration is actually seems to be directing the acceleration and innovation to accelerate the U.S. policies around the use of digital assets and cryptocurrencies. Okay, there's a shift to more crypto-friendly regulatory environment and to position the United States as a leader in digital assets and blockchain technology. This is great for us. We were designed to do this. And now the actual environment is shifting to be even more supportive. In fact, just this morning, I heard or got notification that a blockchain working group is going to be established within the Department of Commerce and funded under the continuing resolution. Now, the only thing that gets in the CR is things that have to be done now. And this tells me that the new administration and Congress believes that this aggressive move towards digital assets and blockchain has to be done now. Many of the appointments in the new administration have favorable views, and there's several initiatives aimed at fostering the growth of the digital asset sector. And these initiatives are being funded by the appropriations bills that are being drafted in Congress right now. And on the other side, there's strong support. What industry provides strong support for the government jumping, all into their industry? I mean, I don't know what's going on, but it reminds me a lot of the change when the government decided to jump into cloud computing. That was such a boon to that industry. I expect the same thing to happen with this industry. And with all this good news, our grant ends in August of 2025, just when we're getting ready to start making things, making music with all this. So, but don't fear, we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue and we're going to grow and we're going to build. And we're in the process right now of reorganizing the National DigiFoundry as a self-sufficient entity. We're going to put in place specific processes to pursue phase 3 SBIRs. We're going to become, thinking now, we're going to become a federal nonprofit, and we will be a legally registered DAO. So we're going to continue and even do more as we transition out of this existing grant. like I said, I don't care what your politics are, but we're going to support the administration's directions and goals with respect to education and policy. Government digital asset, we want to be the U.S. federal government's digital asset business incubator to build and grow businesses that are delivering services to the U.S. federal government. We want to expand our public-private industry collaboration and establish global leadership in collaboration with the Government Blockchain Association and the Dynamic Coalition on Blockchain Assurance and Standardization. So why? We're in the right place, right time with the right team to make this happen. And we have a purpose-built infrastructure. What I haven't talked about, in fact, this one slide is about the new infrastructure services that will be on top of the National DigiFoundry. And what you see there on the right are some of the logos of the organizations that have already agreed to become part of this this consortium. I know I've been talking for a while, so I'm going to stop and see. I've seen a lot of claps and hands and thumbs up. If you have any comments right now, please, let's use this opportunity. Anyone want to say anything? That's go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. When it comes to the legal aspects of the DAO, could you share more clarity there? Because I've actually been researching that for a while. Like, it's kind of a rabbit hole of a subject, like getting bank accounts and the right nonprofit way. So I'm just curious how your read on that, and I guess how we could help, or how, you know.
And to chime in there, Kevin, maybe GBA's blockchain maturity model. You went through that program. Did the BMM team have an initial, I guess,
but also support what we see to be a perfect opportunity for the National DigiFoundry to support the acceleration and growth of the U.S. federal government in the use of digital assets. So with that said, I'm not going to, the decision has not been finalized on where we are going to legally register, but we are going to register, and we will register in the next 3 months. Hope that, sorry I didn't, come out and say, we're doing it here.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one. But yeah, thank you, Kevin, for the context. I appreciate it.
Okay, and with respect to the blockchain maturity model, one of the things that we are actually, if you're not familiar with this is a standard that the Government Blockchain Association has developed over the past couple of years, and is getting some significant traction. In fact, I think this recently they announced that the Oracle Cloud has completed an evaluation under the blockchain maturity model. I think there's multiple organizations that are currently undergoing, and I just completed my training. I got to take my test and certification to get certified. And as part of our strategic alliance, the National DigiFoundry will fashion their guidance and mentorships of our members that leverage our infrastructure to align with the blockchain maturity model. And what that means is that all our training will point to the BMM as the standard. And we are also looking to get our infrastructure BMM certified. Now, we're not, our infrastructure is not designed to provide an enterprise solution, and it won't be. But we still need to provide assurance and trust that our infrastructure does what it's designed to do. So to that end, we look to get BMM certified. I hope that answers your answer there,
Kevin,
Ryan.
Kevin, this
Yes.
is Hey,
Okay.
Kevin, this is Ryan Munn here, and I just want to say, thank you. I've been a big advocate within Government Blockchain Association for these kinds of reciprocal association agreements. So I'm really excited to see that hit the ground with you guys. And I also want to just call out to everyone that the blockchain maturity model is a living document. So while the current certification is based on the current public document, that is a process that has a constant working group around it. And it's definitely of interest to anybody that wants to influence the evolution of that maturity model to get involved with that working group at the GBA.
Great. Thank you very much. And I don't know if Ryan, if you want to say anything about what you're doing in Vermont and maybe what we can do together.
Sure. Yeah. So I've been very active in Vermont for about 8 years now. I've been involved in the legislation that's been passed around blockchain, as well as other bits of legislation that don't necessarily mention blockchain, but they're very, very relevant. So a lot of my familiarity with the law has been around captive insurance and where that relates to blockchain and how that relates across sectors. So happy to work with folks directly and connect. Really excited to be kind of a lightning rod in Vermont for the NDF and the GBA, and actively looking to find these collaborative opportunities for research initiatives with our local schools and with the NDF, and looking to create some spaces for people to visit as well. Get some ecotourism combined with blockchain education. So looking forward to collaborating with the NDF on all these areas, and looking forward to driving the conversation forward in 2025 around data privacy and AI, ethical use of AI and data, and how that all intersects with our industry and other very popular emerging topics.
Kevin,
Great.
this is Art with Constellation. I'd like to also state that we actually had our launch meeting yesterday with the GBA on our BMM. So we're very excited about being a star student.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. And since our core infrastructure is Constellation, that's exciting for us as well. And Art will be back. He doesn't know it yet, but I have a question for him to talk about. Thanks, Art. And in fact, you see here, you see the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory. They run what's called the Cyber Halo Innovation Research Program. And their mission is to grow the cybersecurity workforce. We've been talking to them for about 3 weeks now. Their program, CHIRP, is a college to career program that brings together government, industry, colleges, and universities to provide students with a direct 2-year pathway to a cybersecurity career in the Space Systems Command at the U.S. Space Force. And if you know anything about what we've been doing, you can surmise that this relationship was initiated by Dr. David Beck, who sits on our steering committee in the Space Force. The lead agency for this program is the Department of Energy, Pacific Northwest National Lab, and the U.S. Space Force, Space Systems Command. And what they would like the NDF to do is to provide education training over 2 summer semesters for their rising juniors and rising seniors. Okay, so it'd be a program over the summer semester. They would leverage the services of the National DigiFoundry to deliver curricula in cybersecurity, blockchain, quantum, and artificial intelligence. Why? They're actually collaborating with 3 or 4 other universities, but this subject matter isn't addressed sufficiently through those other institutes of higher learning. On top of that, they really want to get professional mentorship, internships, and job placement for their students. And we have a perfect ecosystem with the NDF and the Government Blockchain Association to provide those services. So we're in the process right now of developing the program to support this. Pending their review and approval, we will be delivering this during this summer. And this is, you know, we're going to lean heavily on our education and training working group, Ryan, to make this happen.
You got it, man. Well, yeah, just needs a lot of coordination. Do you know who's overseeing the education working group currently at GBA?
Not right offhand, but we can look it up.
Ryan Munn, you know?
Bryant Nelson.
I do not
is
know
the new-
offhand, but I think I am part of it.
Bryant is. Good, good, good. Okay.
Bryant Nelson is the new director of education at the GBA.
That's perfect. He's my partner. All right, good.
So,
Yeah, we got to get coordinated with Gerard and just get on page that we can roll out lockstep. Because currently, just FYI to all there, we struck a deal with GBA to provide them all the education for free to their members, right? And we hope to get people towards the end of the funnel, completing programs, getting certified, and that's how we generate revenues through exams. But yeah, we just got to, if we can really have a joint education work group, we can ramp up there and get numbers. We just have to provide as much as we can, get people in the door, and make it as easy as possible for them to onboard. So to that end, Benjamin, have you created a course? I think we talked about it, or you had some material on the steps required to establish. That should be the first course everybody gets that joins this, right? What are the steps to the Stargazer wallet, right? Until they complete that, they shouldn't. I mean, I'm happy to provide access to everything, but we got to start engaging with the digital assets, as Kevin has said. So that's something I want to do from jump, but we need to coordinate with GBA to make it good.
I can help with that. Yeah, I did a video walkthrough tutorial that's pretty straightforward, but I got a document started for you and I to kind of nail this down and make it a lot easier step by step. Got to wizardize it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
All about it.
Cool. Yeah, please share. Thank you.
So there's some questions about the CHIRP program. And this is, like I said, it's run by Pacific Northwest Lab. It is you have to apply to it, and the government pays the tuition, and they also pay salaries to the students. The services, so this is a revenue generating opportunity for the NDF and the Government Blockchain Association. And this is being submitted for, if you're familiar with the government, you'll know what I'm saying, PALM funding as a required program to support the Space Force. And if you search Cyber Halo program, they're in their third cohort, I believe. They started in 2021. These are some of the students that have gone through the program. And there are 4 universities that are associated with it. University of Texas at El Paso, UC Santa Barbara, let's see, California State University in San Bernardino. And now we will be using bringing the University of Texas at San Antonio as part of the university partnership. And with that, I know it may be a little early, but we're also in discussions with Chaminade University in Honolulu that has been funded with the by the National Science Foundation on two very important programs. Art, do you want to say a few words on it?
Absolutely, it's very exciting. We've got a lot of great opportunities working with that organization. They are what wasn't released in that press release. There was a press release in case that wasn't announced. That we're also doing a bunch of back end work with the organization on some opportunities with Panasonic Technologies as well. But it's a very exciting opportunity. Working with this organization, they're incredibly motivated and kind of a launch for us on these different opportunities. So and leveraging your organization as well. I really appreciate your support.
No, thank you. I think it's going to be huge. Benjamin, you had something to say?
Yeah, I just slapped the news. There was a news piece yesterday we dropped yesterday. We've been working with Chaminade for about a year and a half in the National Science Foundation on a blockchain certification program that is going to dovetail into the United Nations. So some really great stuff, but I got to be honest, we're going to need the NDF and we're going to need all of you to get involved to really make this thing sing. So the vision of this is to join efforts and bring this as much into the National DigiFoundry as possible. Yeah, couldn't be more excited about the students in the public sector right now. It's just an awesome time to see blockchain kind of popping off. So if anybody is interested, check out that press release, reach out to me if you want to get a university involved, because we want to get as many as possible. So that's it.
All right. No, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes.
This is Ryan Munn again. So just Vermont aside, I have been developing another relationship for a number of years to get educational content in the hands of K-12 teachers, as well as SCORE and SBDC coaches. So these are coaches that provide free services to small businesses. And the partner that I work with provides the educational tools like you're describing to those coaches to hand off to small businesses to learn about whatever they need to learn about. In our case, whatever content's coming from NDF, my goal will be to work to get that into their channel so that those 19,000 small business coaches that are provided by SBDC and SCORE are equipped with NDF and GBA stamped educational materials.
That'd be great. Appreciate that.
Excellent. And I would just say, Brian and you and I should catch up. I think.
Yes, great. So
100%. Yeah.
So we're really proud of the work we've been able to do with our infrastructure partners in 2024 with Constellation Network, Microsoft Azure, the IBM Cloud, and the Blockchain Academy. We've done a lot, but yet there's more. We're talking to Definitive Foundation, so we're going to be bringing Internet Computer Services as a decentralized infrastructure capability. We're also on final discussions with LACNet, the Latin American and Caribbean Network, to bring in blockchain quantum resistant infrastructure in place. And Oracle has agreed to join our infrastructure. So we'll have NDF members will have access to the Oracle Cloud infrastructure as well. And as I said before, because of all these changes, we're going to be leveraging the NDF to keep track of usage of these resources and an assignment of these resources across the NDF. Essentially, one NDF will give you 1 hour of infrastructure usage. Just FYI. So if you join for free and you get 2,500 tokens, you get like 2,500 hours of usage of the infrastructure. So, but you got to use your tokens. And we're expanding, as I've said, we're expanding the use of the National Digital Token for education, training, infrastructure usage, proposal teams, SBR training, event discounts, and social rewards. More on that coming later. So, we're not changing, but boy, are we blowing up. So we're going to be doing a lot in 2025. And let's see, with that, I tried to get you guys out in an hour. I probably missed it, but comments, questions, suggestions. Are
Kev,
you
I
guys
got a quick
excited?
one.
Yes,
This is Victor. Hey, can you give us just a little insight or send out a blurb to us about how you're looking to structure the purchase and movement of tokens besides, I know Galaxy Wallet, but whether you're going to be using a DEX, SEX, or a personalized website, or we have to do it through corporate billing, that type of thing? I need to start laying down the structure for that.
Okay, you can actually buy NDF, NDTs, or National Digital Foundry tokens through Stripe today. All you gotta do is go on our website and purchase it.
Okay.
Or the other option is to purchase a higher level membership, because every membership level gets more tokens. That's another way of doing it. And I believe we've designed it so it's more cost effective. It's cheaper to buy tokens by getting a higher level of membership. But we can talk.
Okay. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Any other comments? And this starts in January 2025 when we're going to start charging for the use of the infrastructure.
Kevin, I just want to comment. Thank you for everything you've done, pulling all this together for the last year, and your patience. Well done.
We've done this. This is a community effort. It's not me. It's us.
Yeah, but we're not getting as gray as you are.
Hey, that's not fair, Art. I see that gray, buddy.
Come on, I thought we were friends.
No, but seriously, yeah, Kevin, thank you. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I hope you guys are excited about the coming year. I am.
We are, amen. All right. Is there any document or any, are you able to summarize this following the call?
I'll make the presentation here available, and as all these services roll out, we'll provide more details.
Very good.
And before I go though, before we end this, I would like to introduce everyone to our new membership manager, Keandra. Can you come on your camera for a minute? Everyone, Keandra just joined us about a week ago. She is managing all of our membership support. She just finished her last exam. So congratulations to Keandra for completing, and she'll be graduating in the spring as her master's in business administration, right?
Yes.
So thank you for everything. So with that, if you have any comments, questions, you all got my email address. Reach out. And everyone have happy holidays, the end of the year and the beginning of a new year. Things are bright for us all. So let's Let's not walk,
And
but
then-
run and be excited about 2025. 2025.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.